What is up, guys? It's your boy Gray Haas, and I'm going to take a knee and just talk to my Climax teens right now, because if you are totally on fire for Mega, you're going to want to go over and check out Supercast. Supercast is where we have the complete Mega archive, behind-the-scenes podcast, ad-free listening, and more. So head on over to mega.supercast.com and stay lit.
Mega is an improvised satire from the staff of a fictional megachurch.
We are here, Lord, we are here, and we're ready to podcast.
Hiya, I'm Hallie Laban, and this is Mega, coming to you from Twin Hills Community Church, where every week we give our mega church a tiny family feel. We love introducing you to members of our church staff and people from our community, and today is no exception. And per usual, I'm joined by my co-host. He's the youth pastor for our high school ministry called Climax. Please welcome Gray Haas.
I'm along for the ride when Christ comes inside. Hallie, how are you?
So blessed and so truly excited about our guest today. Well, just like the Holy Spirit works the puppet strings of our hearts, our guest today has a puppet there bouncing on his knee. Not even sure it's called a puppet, so let's bring him on in here. It's Tocs Tisda. How you doing today, Tocs?
Hey, how are you two? I'm so happy to be here.
Hello, Tocs. I gotta tell you, I caught just the last few minutes of your program last night, and what an interesting thing you do.
It's a fun time, and I think when you describe it, you should say fun, because it's educational, but it's also just, it lights up the whole room, and everybody they learn stuff, but it's also just about having a good time and fellowship.
Isn't that right? And for our listeners who haven't been able to check out Tocs's, live act, Tocs is a world famous, at least
regionally,
at least
my little
regionally
world.
famous. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
I'll say a nationally famous ventriloquist. Now,
And probably nationally if you consider the Mississippi River one of the coasts.
that's right. Now, Tocs, is ventriloquism a dying art, or is it having a resurgence? Why don't you tell us?
It's like our Lord. It does go away, but then it comes back, and sometimes your heart it'll go dry with Jesus, and then it'll come back, and Jesus will enter your soul again. And that's kind of what Jesus is all about, is cycling. He comes, he goes, he comes back.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the art of ventriloquism is discovering that you can speak and be anything you want to be and explore every part of your own head and your own soul and look at it from different angles. And it'll always be there, because sometimes I can't get anybody to bring us in, me and my puppets. And we spend months not doing anything but lying on our bed and just staring at the ceiling together.
So you do sleep with them?
We share a bed, yes.
Okay.
I think that's right. I'd like to think of them as little souls themselves, and I don't want to put them in a case all the time. We travel with a case.
And I want to go back to that word you used, which was puppets, because I have heard people use the word dummy, and you were very specific during your show, and especially with there was a woman in the front row that you said never call them a dummy, and I wanted to ask about that.
Well, I tell you, when I was younger, I was called dummy quite a lot,
Oh, really?
No.
and it hurt my feelings. I'll tell you the truth. It made me feel like I wasn't worthy. And then, of course, I found that I was worthy, and a very simple way, and that's through the church, and that's through God's teachings, and Jesus. Jesus is my puppeteer, and I get to enjoy his influence on my life, just like I get to influence my little friends.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. When the Holy Spirit starts speaking through a human, like if a human starts speaking in a prayer language or speaking in tongues, would you consider that God as the puppeteer and the human as the dummy or the
I guess I'm
puppet?
sorry,
Not the dummy. I wouldn't
Yes.
say dummy.
Is God a ventriloquist?
Yeah, don't say dummy, though.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had to say
yeah.
I'm going to ask you again, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the great metaphor, isn't it? That we are all God's little friends who are here to sit on his knee and ask him the right questions and get the right answers.
Yes.
Yes. And Did you know that you had a natural proclivity for being able to do this? Because you can hardly see your mouth move. I mean, even as you're talking to us now, just mano y mano, I can't even hardly see your mouth moving.
It's a condition I've had since I was a small child that I don't really use my jaw that much. It's not a painful thing. I think it's more psychological, to tell you the truth. I just don't want to. I don't like myself enough to be an instigator.
I get that.
Because when you're talking now, your mouth is barely moving, and you don't even have one of the dummies on your, or whatever you
the
call them on your
puppets.
knee.
Let's just agree not to say dummy anymore.
Yes. Well, I mean, you've brought some of them with you, and I know we would
Yeah.
love to have the listeners meet a few of the characters that came up in the show last night. And so, what have you got for us today?
Let me see who we got here.
Oh, this just blesses our church to no end to have such an artist using their gift.
And it is funny that we were I guess just for the listeners, I guess it does defeat the purpose of ventriloquism a bit to have you on a podcast, which is an audio medium. But we are here to tell you we cannot see the mouth move.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it is really interesting.
Yeah.
This is Lamb, and he's
Hi, Lamb.
now he was at the birth of our Lord in the manger, and he witnessed it, and he kept time with that drummer boy, and he's just a rapscallion.
Oh,
that
he's
is fun.
adorable. Oh,
And does he say words?
He doesn't say words,
Oh,
but he does respond emotionally to things.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
And what is is it
Now you wait. Now he's asking you a question. Now you just settle
Okay.
down. All right, he's gonna listen now.
Okay. So, and what is the blood kind of on him? What is that? Is that the sort of a symbolic thing?
It is my real blood.
Oh, no.
Oh, I was thinking it was blood of the lamb, but no, that's actually.
Well, no, it is blood of the lamb, but it's. I mean, I don't have lamb's blood. I just have
Right.
You know, I live alone. I don't live with any lambs, but I do dress him up, and he's got the blood of Jesus' birth right on there. The I guess what do you call it?
The
matriarchal
afterbirth?
fluid. Yeah.
Like the placenta, huh?
Oh,
like,
yeah. Oh, okay.
like when Jesus came out, they had to wipe it down with something, and they used the fresh wool of a live lamb.
He's saying
Is
yes.
that right?
That's right.
Okay.
So just okay.
He's
So
fun.
he's
He's
an
fun.
interesting character. He does kind of a sound. That's great.
Well, it is great.
Yeah. Do you have any
well, it is.
other ones for us? Yeah, it is.
Well, I got my main buddy. This is my best friend in the whole world, Nicodemus McGillicuddy.
Okay.
Hi, Nicodemus. Nice to meet you, buddy boy.
Well, nice to meet you too.
Oh, he's fun. Okay, and
great?
he's kind of dressed like a little. I guess that's like a kind of a hobo
yeah.
outfit.
It wasn't always a hobo outfit. It's kind of become that over the years.
Oh,
'Cause I don't know how to sew it. It's just the original thing he came with.
Oh, it is okay. So that was a tuxedo, but now it just seems like
That's
things
right.
have
Now you got
fallen.
it.
Okay.
and this is your favorite. Nicodemus is your favorite of all of the
Favorite. I
dummies?
don't want to say my favorite, but he is my constant companion. He's the other voice in my head. He's my best friend.
I
Oh, thanks. Well, you're my best friend too.
Oh, Nicodemus.
Oh, wow, he is fun.
Nicodemus, what can you tell us about Jesus that would get us excited about being his followers?
Well, I don't know if Jesus is all that great. Now, wait a minute. Nicodemus, you know Jesus is the Lord. He came back and he saved your soul, saved my soul, right? You just have to be able to accept it. Well, I guess so. Thank you. There's little lessons like that.
Wow, that was
He
cool.
seems a little reticent, I guess.
Well, you know, he's an imp, and he'll sometimes he needs to learn a lesson or two.
Oh.
Nicodemus, what's your favorite thing to eat? Do you make beans over a fire, or what do you do?
I like to eat things that are snappy and made out of wood. Oh, Nicodemus, you don't eat wood. Do you eat wood? I would.
Oh, okay. So he said wood.
Oh,
and
no,
wood.
no. I can't keep a control on him.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks, or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Tap the banner to learn more and get a quote at usaa.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
Adobe Acrobat Studio, your new foundation. Use PDF spaces to generate a presentation. Grab your docs, your permits, your moves. AI levels up your pitch, gets it in a groove. Choose a template with your timeless cool. Come on now, let's flex those tools. Draft, design, deliver, make it sing. AI builds the deck so you can build that thing. Do that, do that, do that with Acrobat.
Learn more at adobe.com/do-that-with-acrobat.
Oh, so do you find it that sometimes do you ever find yourself not being able to separate yourself from the dummy?
Nope.
Okay.
Really?
I do not.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I would like to,
I mean, sometimes it happens where I'm having a conversation in the twilight of sleep, where Nicodemus is not being controlled. I'm just talking for both of us.
Oh.
And I end up listening. Sometimes it's just the lamb and Nicodemus having a conversation. I just listen.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
And
are
do you
ever
have a hand in each one, or what? How does that work?
I don't know.
You're not sure how it's happening. This is fascinating. Do they ever say things that that surprise you?
Oh, sure. Yeah. They talk about my father a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was a good Christian man, but he was very, strict. He was strict, I guess is the word. He was not the best example of Christianity, I think. He was a good Christian, but he wasn't a good example of being one. You know what I mean?
I do, unfortunately. Well, Nicodemus, what do you have to say about your grandfather? What do you think he was like?
Oh, give him a break. He was just doing the best he could. And if you did something wrong, you got to learn. That's right. I guess that is right.
That's right. So is Nicodemus into corporal punishment and spanking, like all that type of stuff? Spare the rod, spoil the child?
I believe he is. Well, Nicodemus, do you think? I certainly would be hitting my children if I had children.
Oh, and he's got that little hobo stick, too.
Yeah,
so
that's
he could.
right. I guess I did want to ask, and of course, I only saw the end of the show last night as everyone was kind of filing out and you were doing that thing up and down the aisles. But I did want to ask the question about why the age limit up? Because you basically recommend your show for people over the age of 17.
Correct.
And a lot of times I have wondered or always thought that ventriloquist and dummies and things like that were for young kids.
Children, yeah.
But
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the less sophisticated ones, but mine, sometimes, the children can ruin a performance. Sometimes they get loud, they start talking to each other, they start yelling, they start crying. A lot of them start crying. A lot of them.
Yeah.
So it's hard to perform when kids are being kids, I guess. So I just like to keep it with the adults and they can really enjoy, Lammy singing his song or us witnessing about the effect Jesus has had on our lives as people and puppets.
And about that song, I guess that was the song you were closing with. There are no words to that either. It is just the sort of lamb noise.
I mean, I guess. I think it's got a lot of things to say.
Sure. Well, I mean, how does someone initially get into ventriloquism? There are a lot of hobbies out there, whether it's learning a card trick or, weaving a basket, but it doesn't seem like there are a lot of people getting together and hanging out and doing ventriloquism, or is that not the case?
Well, there is a subculture of ventriloquists who do get together and have a great time together and, sing and laugh and have little conventions and do shows for each other and trade secrets and techniques, and at least that's what I hear.
Well, what do you say to the people that describe ventriloquism as the art of deception? Because I know as in Christendom, deception is looked down upon.
Well, I let everybody know that the puppets are not real people. I let them know that they don't have to be afraid of the lamb or I have the specter of death as well, and he sometimes can be a little scary.
Oh, that was the...
Is
that
that
was the
black
that
one over
black
there?
one with the cloak.
Yep, right over here.
That's an enormous dummy. I've never
Wow.
seen a puppet.
Very
I mean,
big.
yeah, I've
Oh
never
my
seen... That's
goodness.
quite tall.
It's larger than me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm 6'7".
I noticed.
know.
Yeah, when you came in here, you ducked right under the doorway. And so, what is the specter of death? And I guess that maybe that is a good reason that we shouldn't have children under the age of 17 in the audience.
Oh, well, that's one of the big reasons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spectre, you want to say hello to the folks?
I am your doom.
Oh my! I have goosebumps.
That's amazing.
That was really chilling.
Now, for this character, I notice you just fully open your mouth for this guy. And now, is that considered ventriloquism?
I think so. I mean, I'm afraid of getting it wrong, you see, because if I get things wrong, then bad things happen, and I gotta get put in the closet and all that.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Well, as you're, taking your show around to churches across the country, is the specter of death, is that kind of like a good old fashioned fear tactic to get people out of hell and into heaven?
Yeah, I think in the modern world has really kind of forsaken the fear of death.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of tell you the truth, Christian preachers will preach that death is nothing to be afraid of, and I think that's not true. I mean, you asked me before how I started doing ventriloquism, and when my father would go away for months at a time without telling anybody, and then he'd come back with presents. But there was a time when he was gone and I was just with my mom. I was maybe 9, and she passed away while he's gone. And I didn't know what to do, so I just kind of sat with her for a while. And eventually we were talking to each other, and eventually, I was sitting on her lap, and as I got older, she started sitting on my lap. And that's really where all that came from.
Wow.
And you felt like you could speak for her enough that you could eventually speak for any of your puppets?
I think so, yeah. She's a big part of who I am and why I am the way I am. Her influence on me after her death was, it was seminal.
Oh, wow. Most people's influence is during their life, but your mom's was posthumous.
And if, I don't want to get too seminal because we do have, younger listeners on the podcast, but I do want to ask sort of about the logic of in the world of your show. And I guess I will say the show is called Both Sides of My Mouth. And
you're talking about the Both Sides of My Mouth universe?
Right. In the BSOMM universe, would the logic be that because you actually open your mouth and we hear death come out of death and your mouth, that somehow we are to believe that death is also speaking through you?
We're speaking through each other, yeah. I mean,
oh, I see.
Death is inevitable, and death has always been a part of my life. And because, as you know, I died for 7 minutes.
Oh, I didn't know.
2 years
right.
ago. And so it's always been a big part of my life in a very positive way, as my mother proved.
I meant to bring this up earlier, Tocs. I read in your book about your near-death experience. Well, yeah. I read your book before we came on today.
More of a booklet.
And, it's right here.
Oh, that's definitely more of a pamphlet, isn't it?
Well, we call it a book in God's will.
This is self-published, right? I got it on Amazon.
It is. I mean, I make them here in my car. I print them out.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, but it's also, part of the BSOMM universe, the Both Sides of My Mouth book, your memoir about becoming a famous ventriloquist. And I read that you died on the table and you were headed toward that white light before the surgeons got you back breathing and your heart pumping again?
Kind of. I had... here's what happened. I had been traveling, and I stopped at the Watseka Unmanned Rest Stop in Watseka, Illinois, and I got a cup of beef out of the vending machine. And I had that, and I don't know, I think something might have been wrong with it, and I passed out. And then I died. And I found myself going to another realm, and luckily the EMTs had arrived, and they brought me back, and I was okay. They said, you're going to be okay. They pumped my stomach and said, you're going to be okay. But I did die.
Wow.
Oh, so dying on, so it's
Dying
a rest
at
stop
a rest
table.
stop is...
It was a table in the rest stop, yeah.
Oh, okay. I think that's an important thing to clarify.
And what happened during those 7 minutes? I mean, did you meet God? Did you see Jesus? Are there pearly gates up there?
Well, I'll tell you, it was like a dream. I went through a tunnel, as they say you do, and when I got to the light, it was familiar and yet strange, and it was comforting. It was a realm of no walls and eternal and ethereal joy everywhere. And it also was my high school, and then it was also the house I grew up in, but then it also wasn't. It was a crowded place full of people who were happy and sad, and there were people who were just still kind of living as they did on earth, with their ups and downs and travails and heights. And I was brought before the presence of God, which you can't imagine what it was like. It was, I tell you, it was like a dream. He was there. He took the form of my father. And then also, he would also kind of morph into Professor Marvel from the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Professor Marvel?
LinkedIn is pretty great at a lot of things, like helping you tap into the latest trends and insights in your field. We cannot stop your coworker from tapping her pencil. LinkedIn can help you find new jobs that align with your career goals. We cannot help you find the source of that weird smell in the office fridge. Ew. And while we can't stop your coworkers from bringing their hobbies into the office, LinkedIn can help you bring your career to the next level. LinkedIn is the network that works for you.
Halliday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength Halliday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Halliday. Halliday, bring it on.
He's the guy in Kansas who will then also plays the wizard later.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Wow. Well, I am not at all surprised to hear that you were filled with urethral joy in the presence of God.
Yeah, and I think this is why, sometimes they say, don't ever ask someone to explain their dreams, because sometimes it's very hard. And obviously, you've done a pretty good job of getting there. But and of course, now you've put it entirely into your show.
It does take up a majority of the show. Yeah,
it seems like it takes a show to explain what you went through, and maybe even and not even that.
Well, yes, the first part of the show is Lamb and I talking about my experience, and Lamb kind of interviews me, and then afterwards, I think there's kind of that section where I explain why the previous segment was funny and also what it meant. And that takes up most of the show.
Yeah, okay, that's where I came in and then when you were down in the aisles and had the microphone and it was you and I guess Nicodemus interviewing audience members, and Nicodemus kept yelling, "That ain't it." I didn't really understand. What's the whole "that ain't it" thing?
Well, that's what he said. That ain't it. Now, you stop it, Nicodemus. We're talking. The adults are talking right now. He's something else, I'll tell you. But he'll people will say what they think about either the show or about their experience with Jesus. And in Nicodemus's mind, they just don't get it right. And then he'll explain to them where they're a little off on what the show was about or why it's funny.
Oh, that's what I was understanding now, that this in context makes a lot of sense, because I would say that we did hear the catchphrase "that ain't it" a lot after you had asked a question.
Well, did you see the merch table?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I did. Yeah. And so you can get the finger puppets and things. Yeah.
And "that ain't it" T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got one, Tocs. I got one, and I've been wearing it around the house because I think it's a great catchphrase, especially when my kids make suggestions or when my daughters come down wearing something offensive. I just say, "That ain't it."
Oh.
Back, get upstairs and try again. That ain't it. And I kind of tell when I get tempted by sin, when the evil one is trying to tempt me with sin, I say, that ain't it. That ain't it for me. I am not going to look at that baseball player's behind. I am not going to. That ain't it.
Allie.
What are your daughters wearing when you see them like that?
Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, my pipe-fitting daughter is only wearing Carhartt. And I say, you know what, hon? That ain't it. Because fellas are going to mistake you for a man. And that ain't it. I have a ballerina daughter who can't stop showing off her midriff. And I say, honey, that ain't it. And I got other daughters, too, bothering me with all sorts of outfits I can't even bore you with. And I just yell at them, that ain't it. So I got to thank you for that catchphrase.
Well, I mean, it's good to know, it's good to let everybody else out there know what they shouldn't be wearing. What do they wear?
Well, I'll tell you what, one of my daughters has been sneaking into my husband, Lance Labont's closet, pulling out these Cosby sweaters in an extra large and wearing them to school, even though she's not even 100 pounds. So wearing extra large men's clothes when you're a little girl, that ain't it either.
Speaking of Cosby, one of the funniest, did you ever watch that one where he did the funny voices? He did so many funny voices,
great
didn't he?
voices.
Oh, he had so many things to make me laugh. When he would make his face go all rubber and shake it around.
Oh, that was great.
Yes, and when he was on Kids Say the Darndest Things, he would make faces that would make me laugh harder than what the kids said.
Oh, and he had that thing with Noah's Ark. Remember that?
Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, here's a very pious man. He knows about the Bible. He knows about Noah, certainly.
It's such a shame.
And well, I'll tell you what also, Tox, I'm really glad that you pulled out that female puppet in the end, that little red-headed girl in the cute little red dress with the emerald eyes. I thought she was precocious, and it was nice to have a little female representation for all the gals in the audience.
Yeah. Her name is Girl.
Girl, and I love that you use her to really, let people know what it's like to live as a woman and what it feels like and all the specificities of being a female in this day and age.
Well, let me tell you. Girl, get over here.
Look at her.
She's here.
There she is. Okay.
Well, both of you, this is Girl S.
Hi, girl.
Puppet.
Oh, hey, that is that's an interesting puppet. I didn't see her much pop up in the show.
She might have been before you. You were only there at the end, but hi, girl. I'm Hallie. What does the S stand for in your name, hon?
Simply.
Oh, adorable. That is awesome.
I'm a girl.
Well, what's it like to be a girl?
Girls are great. Girls are God's best creation because they bring the life and they bring the cute. And I am cute.
That's right. You got sugar and spice.
And girls often are a little too uppity and a little too ambitious. And so it's good to have a role model who's not quite so aggressive.
Isn't that right? Now, girl, do you ever get in fights with Nicodemus, or do you two get along?
We get along because I know that Nicodemus is usually right.
Okay. Oh. Yep. Well, that's what I do with my husband, Lance Labont, too. It keeps the peace.
And that's the way it should be, right?
That's right.
I mean, you and me as girls, we know that a woman, it serves her man and is meant by God to be the servant in the house who takes care of everything that should be done by someone who has the time and the skill to cook and to clean, and that is God's gift to us is the woman.
That's
right.
So I
sort of lost the voice.
Yes, girl. And listen here, girl. Don't you ever think that just because females were an afterthought in the Garden of Eden, that you're not important and valuable.
Where would men be without us?
That's right. Behind every great man is a string of women, doing all the labor. The things you mentioned, like cooking and
in the realm of the BSOM universe, how are they related? Is Girl related to Nicodemus, or are that and Death and Land? What's the relation between them all?
Oh, they all just live together.
Oh, okay.
They just enjoy each other's company. They get together. They have hot dog parties and pancake socials, and they just have the best old time. And Some of them have relationships that I'm not even aware of.
Oh,
Sometimes
wow.
I walk in and there are things happening that I didn't expect, and they don't tell me about it.
Really?
Really?
So they have private lives all their own, huh?
Oh yeah, they're very private sometimes. So I'll go a week or two and none of them will talk to me, which is, they're only on stage. Sometimes they'll only talk to me on stage, and sometimes they don't talk to me on stage, and those shows are tough, I can tell you. To sit on the stage with a puppet on your knee and the puppet refuses to talk. That's a long hour and a half.
I mean, I guess that's a good time to call him a dummy.
I'm Holly Laurent playing Hallie Levant, and that over there, that's Greg Hess playing Gray Haas. If you would like the Mega VIP treatment and listen ad-free, just go to mega.supercast.com. We would love it if you did. Become a member. Do it. It'll feel so good.
Speaking of Supercast, it's a great time to join. There's a free trial, and that is the best way to make sure that Mega keeps going. You'll get your 4 to 6 episodes per month ad-free, including a behind-the-scenes podcast that we make. And really, it is the way we keep going. So please consider a Supercast membership. A very special thanks to our founding members. That's Bobby and Betty, Nana and T-Pop, Adrian O, Kristen A, and Anonymous. You know who you are. See you next time.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.